Bobby Benz. Pleasure. I suppose technically I'm bisexual. I think it's not so much of a physical appearance thing as far as the men that I'm attracted to. I think it's more of an energetic thing. You know, it's more of a vibe. As far as, you know, I've been attracted to, you know, your stereotypical, you know, swole ass, tall guy, you know, clean cut. I've been attracted to short, scruffy guys. I mean, it's more or less a demeanor type of thing instead of what they actually look like. Kind of the same way with women. It's not really about physical appearance, it's what on the inside. A sense of humor for one, because, you know, I tend to be something of a jokester, someone that can actually hold a conversation that can at least stretch off into areas that have some sort of sense of depth. I mean, you know, it's kind of boring if the only thing you have in common with a significant other is sex and talking about either sports or a cartoon or something. I mean, I'm a student, so I like literature, for instance. I've been reading Shakespeare and Geoffrey Chaucer since I was like 12. So just someone that can actually, it's not so much keep me mentally stimulated, but someone that I can have meaningful conversations with. As far as what people consider queer, as far as the mainstream goes, I'm not exactly sure what the mainstream considers it, but for when I was growing up, the use of that term was slightly offensive. Since I've been in the San Francisco Bay Area, it doesn't hold such an offensive meaning to me anymore, but I feel it's more just another term. I mean, queer can be a term just like bisexual or heterosexual or homosexual, whatever the case may be, as far as in my eyes. How I came to be in porn and have the name Bobby Benz. Well, alright, it's been a little over a year, a couple months now, so around, what was it? Around end of February, beginning of March of 2010, I picked up a younger cousin of mine from the airport, and once we got back to my apartment, I was searching on the internet for jobs and came across the posting in the adult film industry. Asked him what he thought about it. Oddly enough, his response was, what's the worst thing that could happen? But they don't call you back. So I started submitting the application, and apparently you have to have a stage name before you get into the industry. So that started about 45 minutes to an hour of compiling a list of literally 100 names. I made the cap, 100 names, first and last names. And then it was about 20 minutes of me and my cousin bouncing them off of each other. We broke them down to 3 names. Bobby something or other. I think it was like Ramon Benz and Pierce Steele. We pretty much concluded that we don't know any brothers named Pierce. So that kind of ruled out Pierce Steele, though I still like that innuendo. But came to the fact that we like how Bobby Benz sounds. It just rolled off the tongue real nice. You know, say it with me. Bobby Benz. It's nice, isn't it? Actually, I'm back in school now. When I first started in the adult film industry, you know, doing porn, I had yet to actually begin a college education. But through the people that I've met, you know, a lot of people have a very great misconception of individuals in the porn industry. You know, like there's nothing else out there for us to do, or that people aren't intelligent or don't know of anything else. Whereas it's quite opposite. You know, these are some of the most intelligent people I've ever met in this past year, well, year plus me doing this. And a lot of them have motivated me to pursue a further education. And actually, you know, Bobby's a baker. I'm majoring in the culinary arts, baking and pastries. Been doing that for about 4 or 5 months now, yeah. So I guess technically I'm still a freshman in college, but yeah, thanks to porn, I'm going to school, so that's most definitely a positive impact. Well, sadly enough, I've come to realize that, you know, since I'm a very honest individual, I try to keep no secrets from anyone, especially if it can become something of a romantic situation or a romantic scenario. I tell people, well, women that can be romantically involved with me openly about the fact that I do porn. And sadly enough, a lot of them like immediately discard me as some sort of porn slut manho, which, truth be told, is quite the opposite. You know, Bobby doesn't really have sex outside of the industry. I spend my time taking care of my family. You know, I'm actually a very family-oriented man. I have a lot of female friends with kids, and their kids love me, and I love their children. I mean, take kids to the park all the time. I bought one of my homegirls' daughter a dragon kite, so that on windy days we can go to the park and fly the kite. Like, I kind of always been that way, so I can't really say porn has turned me into that. It's just I've always kind of been a chivalrous man, thanks to my mother, actually. By no means my mama's boy, but you know, she most definitely instilled those qualities in me. You know, slapping heads when I wouldn't open the door for her. You know, pinching faces when I wouldn't pull out her chair. Most definitely, I could talk about what I like sexually. Oh, hell yeah, I could talk about that. So what do I like sexually? As far as, you know, personal in the bedroom or just outside, wherever it happens. Open-mindedness. You know, sex is most definitely one of those things that should be a little bit more than just, well, not even just a little bit, but should be more than just a physical connection. You know, I feel that however many parties are involved, it should be a physical as well as a mental, spiritual connection of sorts. You know, there should be a pushing, pull, a reciprocity of sorts as far as the sexual encounter goes. Like, I'm very open-minded. You know, as I used to always say, try anything once. So I kind of look for that in somebody, someone that's not afraid to tell me what they want or tell me what they want to experiment with. Because I'm for damn sure gonna say what I might want to experiment with, and you know, I appreciate open-mindedness. You know, even if someone's not okay with something that I may bring up, or I'm not okay with something someone else may bring up, having that open-mindedness enables us to not just immediately reject that idea, but you're like, well, I don't know if I'm okay with that. You know, communication is key as far as in the bedroom goes. You know, she doesn't have to be the nastiest woman in the world, because I'm not attracted to people. Well, I'm most definitely attracted to people sexually, sexual energies, but that's not the end all be all. I like writing poetry as well as I like writing music, and I sing. You know, I mean, I rap too, but that's a hobby. The passion is, you know, R&B soul. You know, and I most definitely love writing poetry, like haikus. You know, I love the 757 format. Spoken word poetry. I mean, when I first graduated high school, I was actually supposed to go to Columbia in Chicago as a liberal arts major. For reasons I shall not disclose, that did not happen. But yeah, I like poetry and song and, you know, all that good stuff. Even did show choir. You know, singing, dancing, fool. What are my experiences with threesomes? The attention doesn't always have to be on me. You know, I'm a giver. But, you know, I don't want that to be misconstrued with, you know, always having to do all the fucking. It's like, people get tired. So, you know, I enjoy that, you know, I can be something of a voyeur at times when it comes to a threesome. I don't always have to be first in and most involved. I can take a supplementary role and, you know, grab a vibrator or use some fingers or, you know, get some head or something. But I don't always have to be dead in the middle of the mix. You know, everyone gets to have fun and get pleasure in the threesome. That's nice. That's very nice, actually.